Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. Today I'm going to work on another one of these drawings from this cool paper pad that I rediscovered recently. It's another one that I finished a while ago, but I never actually ended up coloring. I think I used there's this app that lets you model a horse in 3D. I think I just was experimenting with that, posing and stuff, and ended up drawing it. I can't remember for sure though, because if you see this date here, this was done 2 years ago, so there's no notes or anything. I really don't remember. So just as a reminder what this paper pad is, this is the drawing I finished yesterday. It's Kitty. Here's the one I'm working on today. This pad comes with 3 different types of paper all in one. First it comes with sketch paper. That's where you do your sketch. And then it comes with tracing paper, and you use the tracing paper to get your sketch onto this. And this is Bristol. The way you do that is put the tracing paper on top. It's already comes with one on each, so you don't even have to like pull one out and put it here. Like it goes tracing paper, sketch paper, tracing paper, sketch paper. So you trace it first onto the tracing paper, and then you go on the back and you rub some graphite along the lines that you just traced, and then you put this sheet underneath the tracing paper and trace along the lines again so that it transfers the graphite over here. And then you can ink this and erase that graphite, and the graphite that gets transferred over here is so light that you're not going to have any problems with indentations in the paper, or stuff that you just can't erase because it's stuck so hard. So this is really cool. And this is the last picture that I have done in the past on this pad of paper that I never actually finished. So I'm gonna color this one today, and I'm gonna use the same stuff as yesterday. By that I mean I'm going to use markers and a little bit of colored pencil and some white ink. So I actually did get a reference image to see how shadows fall on a horse's face, because unlike the kitty yesterday where it was, I just needed to make it look fluffy. That's pretty easy. I'm pretty experienced with fluffy, drawing fluffy. I'm not experienced with horses. I've never had an actual pet horse or anything. I've, seen them plenty of times, but it's different than actually living with one. Like with cats, I've always lived with cats. I can't live without cats. I love cats. So I know their anatomy really well, so it's easy for me to just go from imagination. But in this case, I really need a reference image. I thought I'd like to make the horse kind of red. I'm not sure if I should go like super red, like fire truck red. But this expression that it's got is so wild. I gave it these huge bulging eyes and everything. Looks like a smile. So I thought maybe I could just go wild with it, with the color too. Let's test a red. And I could maybe start with an earth tone that's really red. Then I wouldn't get too wild. Yeah. Although, I wonder if I should start even lighter than that. I was looking at this reference image. There's some really highlighted areas, like right here. But I don't know if this pink color next door is what I'm looking for. I did just barely refill this marker though. I just don't feel like this would shine that this under intense light would become this color. I think I need a more brown. Oh, this one, light suntan. Maybe what I need is like a pink, pale pink. Nah. Oh, it's because it's red violet. It's too purple. Let's choose a regular red. This one's called Flesh. It's not much different than this one. Here's pinkish white. I kind of like that, but I feel like there needs to be a transition color then. If I'm going to use this one at some point, there needs to be something in between these two. Let's see. I need something red. Lipstick orange? Okay, let me do another swatch. Do one of these, and do one of these. Try to get something in between them. Oh, let's do it larger end. Yeah, that's way too close to this color. Pale cherry pink, it's probably not going to work. Yeah, too close to that. Damn. Salmon red. Yeah, jeez. No, too close. I think this was this color. Maybe I should just use this as the middle color. Dry a little lighter than this, because here's the more dry of this, and you can see it's still wet and darker here. Yeah, I think I'll use these three to start. This is a huge area to color, so hopefully my markers last. Also, hopefully, since this has had 2 years to dry, hopefully I won't smear any ink around. Damn. 2 years to dry wasn't enough, apparently. Some ink just smeared. Damn it. Oh well, maybe that'll be in shadow enough that you can't tell. Also, I don't remember what pen I used. Pen or pens I used, so maybe some of these aren't marker proof. Some of these lines. Just gotta be careful. I know I've got to be careful. Uh-oh. I just realized that I might have left my cat's food out. Crap. Ah, crap, I hear someone eating. I gotta hurry. All the cats have their own special food. They have their own special amounts that they get because they each have unique problems to one another. I gotta finish this first. At least this section. Because if I stop, it will have lines where I don't want them. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, I was too late. Kooky was sitting there, satisfied, licking her chops. She must have eaten her fill out of Bear's bowl. I got Bear some fresh water while I was up, since he meowed at me for it. Even though most of this is going to be covered up in the end, I always fill in the entire area because I've found that when you start layering the marker, you can tell the difference between the color, where the base color was present or not. And I want the color to look even, so I've got to evenly apply it and not skip any areas. And it's probably another one of those things where no one but me would ever notice, because overall people would just, take a glance, see it as a whole, and not look closely. I like to satisfy myself first when I create my art, so I really like to get the details right. I don't like doing things halfway, I guess. It puts pressure on myself, but I'm always happy with the end result when I follow through. And I'm always much more happy than the times when I have to rush for some reason, or I get tired of it and just finish it. This paper is quite good for marker. It's an interesting Bristol. I pointed it out yesterday, but it's like really thin and smooth. You know what, before I forget, I want to get my regular Bristol that I use, and I want to compare it. This is what I normally use, this Strathmore brand. It's just the most accessible. Any art supply store is going to have Strathmore pretty much. Yeah, it's much different. Let's look at the 108 pound. Wow, what? That's mad. This is 100 pound, which means it holds less water. I can't remember the exact way they come up with this. It's like a ream of paper would hold 100 pounds of water or something. I can't remember exactly. But basically, the higher the number, the more water it can take. So like with watercolor, like the best you can get, I think, is like 300 pound. So like it'll just take so much water, and you don't have to do the stretching or anything beforehand so that it won't buckle. It won't get wrinkly because of the water. It blows my mind that this is higher. Not too much higher. 108 versus this is 100. But this is so much thicker. I don't know. Probably can't tell. This is... You can really feel how much thicker and stiffer. And yet, it holds less water. That is so interesting. Plus, this is smooth finish, but it's not nearly as smooth as this. This is like this is like hyper smooth. This one's like smooth, but maybe that's the difference. Maybe this isn't really meant for colored pencil. This is smooth, but it still has enough tooth that colored pencil can really grip onto it. But this is like, you'd not want to do a fully nothing but colored pencil picture on this paper because that's how smooth it is. Oh, interesting. I remember I was thinking about that yesterday, and then I forgot to actually look it up, so I'm going to look it up this time. I was thinking about it this time. Alright. Areas that need more shadow. So I'm going to keep only the most highlighted areas that palest color. So let's see. Pretty much the whole nose area should be darker. Nose and lips. horsey lips. I guess today I could order my new desks for my studio, because tomorrow, I'm going to order them from Amazon. Tomorrow is closing day on our new house. So if I order my new desk, and if it's Prime 2-day shipping, then I should have it by Friday or Saturday. And then I could theoretically start working from my new studio on Monday, as long as we get internet and stuff set up. The only problem is my husband keeps reminding me every time I talk about spending time moving this weekend. Sunday is my ultra special Easter birthday. The first time in my 32 years, gonna be 32 years, that Easter and my birthday have coincided. And growing up, we didn't have internet to just look this up. So I was like, every year I was like, oh, maybe it'll be this year. Maybe Easter will be on my birthday this year. And it never was. For years I would be like, oh, maybe it'll be next year. Maybe it'll be next year. I eventually gave up. And eventually the internet did come around and I was able to look it up, and I think I looked it up either in my late teens or early 20s, and I was like, oh man, I've got to wait so long. 30s seemed forever away. It seemed like I would never even get 30 somehow. I just couldn't imagine it. But here I am, and I actually feel younger than ever, because I'm in the best physical health of my life, even compared to childhood. Like I've heard people say stuff like, oh, I want to get back to my fitness level that I was in high school and stuff like that, and I was terribly unfit in school. Though it was in high school that I discovered DDR, and that's what first made me realize, oh, there is some sort of physical activity that I find fun. And I started getting in shape then, and it's just been a slow journey ever since then. And now I'm like, all the stuff I thought I hated growing up, I love, like running and stuff. Let's just go run outside. It seemed so stupid when I was a kid. Even when I was on the track team in junior high, I was only on it because all my friends from 6th grade, and that was the first time ever I went to a school with the same people, because even though I did still continue moving every year, I didn't move out of town this time. I just moved to a different place in town, so it was weird. It was different. So I followed all my friends to the track team, and I learned about shin splints and use it as an excuse all the time. Like, oh, my shins hurt so much I can't run today. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I knew even then, I'm pretty sure all the coaches and stuff knew I was faking, but they just let me get away with it. Let's see, this is an interesting part. I didn't actually draw this on this one. It comes up here and this is the part where I really needed help because I didn't know, don't know at all how this was supposed to go. Still not going to be like 100% real accurate, realistic horse, because this is all weird. So from here all the way up, basically. And what this horse I'm using as a reference has a big white stripe, and that's not what I want to put on here, so it's making it kind of hard. It does look like this is and around the nose also seems really bright. Probably all the way up the head. What about here? What should I keep here? I'm just gonna do this. Definitely all the way over here. What about up here? There's like a spot right above the eye like this. It's quite bright. Everything else needs to get filled in. And just a little bit of this is bright and the rest is dark. Most part the neck is not very highlighted, but there's one area where it's a really bright stripe. maybe a little bit right here. So everything in between these two lines, fill in with this medium color. Now I just wonder if maybe there's another one I should do before I go this dark. Because this was the first color, second color, and this is the third color. It just seems like such a big jump. Is there something in between? What's this one? Dark suntan. I think it's too yellow. Sepia. Also yellow. Light walnut. Dang, they're all leaning toward the yellow side of brown. It's something red. Alright, I already used this one. Dang it. This one's called Prawn. Maybe once it dries, that would be... It still seems like such a jump from this to this. It's drying lighter. What else can I try? I guess I should just go for it. Just go for it and use this really intense red. Wow, a bunch of these are leaking. I don't know what to do about that. Just try not to get my fingers dirty. Just realized I totally missed this with all colors. It's looking really nice and red. Glad I picked this color, it looks nice. Now I gotta start. I need to be extra careful about when and where I start. Because this is so dark that if I... Let's see. If I go too far or something, or start somewhere without verifying where it needs to end, I can make it hard on myself. Oops. Yeah, I think one of these pens I used was not marker proof. Maybe this whole cheek needs to be red. Shoot, getting some marker on my finger. I wonder where some of these are leaking. starting to look like one of those anatomy drawings. I need a tissue or something to wipe this marker off. Okay, let's onto this. Got so much marker on me from that leaky one. I don't think this is actually going to be the darkest shade I use. It was the overall color I wanted to get onto this horse. Let's tone this down. I don't like how bright it is. It's not making sense. In fact, I might. Oh, I'll leave it for now, but I might actually just get rid of that as a highlight. I think maybe what I'll do in the end is go over it with this lightest color, go over everything, and sort of blend it together. That's looking kind of cool. I haven't even done anything with the eyes yet. I'm not sure if I should make them the same color. Horses' eyes are usually brown, but since I'm making this like a really red horse, oops, I just drew on my desk. Maybe I should make the eyes really different too. I could make it my favorite combination of blue and red. For now, I'm just going to keep working on the red, since that's the main thing. I want to get an even darker red. Let's see with this one. I don't know if that's dark enough. I have to go to a brown, a really dark brown. Ah, that's reasonable. Yeah, it's so close. There's this one. It's the neighbor of this one that I was just using. Maybe I'll go to that. I'm enjoying just doing kind of sketchy filling in now. So trying to make it a perfect, like, smooth edged shape. There are some areas that need a much darker brown, like an extremely dark brown. Yep, maybe that. It's the darkest brown. Like the inside side of the ears are just totally black in shadow. This side of the face really is super dark. So I'm only doing parts that are basically black with shadow. So I'm gonna be careful. Lower lip, but not the upper lip. Around here, corner of the mouth. Under our jaw. And I'm going to go over and blend a little bit. The back's starting to hurt me. I think I'm good with this. With this for the horse's skin, at least with the fur, at least with the markers. I want to move to the eyes. Okay, that's probably good enough to start with. Bright, crazy blue eyes. Sure, that works. This eye is actually pretty much completely in shadow in the reference photo. I'll leave a little bit. Not dark enough. All right. That's probably good enough. Now I'm thinking about the background. if I should just leave it. Good afternoon, Wolfax2. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Maybe I'll give it a... I don't want to do anything too crazy with the background. I'll just give it some hatching and stuff with markers. Fill it in with blue. I don't think that the background I did yesterday, that style, I don't think it'll work for this. Ooh, I could get out one of my stencils. Get some sort of pattern on here with a stencil. I like that sort of cloudy effect, especially since this is kind of a cloudy sky kind of color. That's good to start with. Should I add anything now, or should I? Should I leave it like that? I kind of like it the way it is. I don't know if I need anything. I think I like it. I think I'm just gonna leave it. So, what I wanted to move on to was colored pencils. I'm just surprised that I like the background so much. I'm like looking at it to make sure. I think it looks good, and I think once I add colored pencils too. Let's see. I'm going to add blue, really light blue, to show the sky reflecting. making so little difference. You can see it though, if you look closely. Ah, it shows up better on the darker colors. That makes sense. Not every place has this blue tint. I'm trying to be selective about where I put it, just based on the reference image. In some places it's really blue, and I think I'm going to have to get a more intense color. Let's get a more intense blue. Maybe this one. Probably use my brush instead of my hand. So if you use your hand, you get your natural oils. If your skin is nice and hydrated, get them all over your picture, and that can be troublesome if you get too much on there. Okay, where else? It's kind of blue up here too. Extra blue. paper is not that great for a colored pencil. So now that I'm putting colored pencil on colored pencil, it's just sort of like glooping together. I don't know how to describe it. It's not combining well. Now I want to get a white colored pencil. Some highlights I want to do just white. They don't really have much of a blue tint. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, let's get a purple to do some cool shadow effects. Maybe I'll start with this color. It's called Black Grape. Should be really good for doing purple on this super dark brown. Yep, it always livens it up. I'll use 2 different purples this time. Let's get a lighter one. I'm gonna try this one. Dahlia Purple. So similar to the red, it's not really giving me the effect I'm usually looking for. But now that I used it, I want to use it evenly. I want to use it in some spots and not over the whole picture. It's too late to do more marker, but the brightness of under the eye is bothering me. I'll get a red color pencil. It's just a little too bright. This is a great red. It's working really well with the marker color of the horse. I really like how it's bridging the gap, and it's allowing me to what's the word? Fine tune. It's allowing me to fine tune these highlights and stuff. think I'm done with colored pencils. That's the background. Yeah, I still feel like it's fine. Okay, now what I want is to add highlights. And this is such a big, I mean, it's not a bigger piece than usual. The subject is so big, it's so close up. I think I might want to use either white ink or white acrylic paint. I've got white gouache too. White gouache might be best. Maybe acrylic. This paper is so shiny. Acrylic is shiny, so that would work. Yeah, I'll go get some white acrylic paint, brush, etc. Some water, brush. Palette. And I always just use cheap kind of white acrylic. I don't need that much, but okay. Let's see here. I don't think I've ever used this brush before. Watercolor Sable. This is another Art Snacks brush. It feels really good. This brush feels really good. Wow. Yeah, it is a watercolor brush. It pulled in a whole bunch of water. I didn't want that much water. Just needed a little bit to thin this out, but I'm gonna mix it all in. Okay, first. Brush might be a bit too big, actually. Need to get a smaller brush. I'll keep this one handy in case I want it. Gotta get all the excess off, or else you'll get a big blob of paint. And that's not what I want. I want a nice, smooth line. Okay, I think, oh, here's a spot. Okay, now I think I want to go back to the big brush. Try to be careful not to touch anything before it dries. This is kind of fun. This piece is fun. So kind of just letting stuff happen, or I don't know. Not trying super hard to get a certain effect or anything. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Because I am trying to get a certain result. But at the same time, I guess I'm like just going with the media, the way it ends up behaving. I'm not trying to fight it or anything. Just accepting it. Alright, I think that's good. I think I'm done with this. So, should I sign with the brush? Maybe I don't sign with the brush. I already signed when I finished the line work, but now I'm going to sign again since I finished coloring. Gotta be super careful signing with a brush. There. Sweet. 2 years apart, drawing this and coloring it. It was pretty fun to color too. That's it for today. I do believe it's, let's see, Wednesday, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'll decide later and we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching.